Happy Wednesday.
Welcome back to Devotions with Emma and Sammy. We are so happy that you have joined us for another day of devotion. Today we are talking about the 10 Commandments. So if we're following from yesterday to today, we learned about Moses yesterday and how God was going to use him to save the Hebrew people, to take them out of slavery. So when we enter our story today, Moses has led the Hebrew people out of Egypt, and God formed a special relationship with them. He's formed this relationship, and he wants to lay out a way for the people to obey and worship him. So he gives them the 10 Commandments. So we're going to talk about kind of what these are, but also what it means for us and what it means for our relationship with God. But before we do that, we're going to go over to Emma for our theme, main idea, and verses.
Thanks, Sammy. Okay, so our theme is in the beginning, and then our main idea is the 10 Commandments. And our verse today is from Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 through 11. Remember to observe the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. You have 6 days each week for your ordinary work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath day of rest, dedicated to the Lord your God. On that day, no one in your household may do any work. This includes you, your sons and daughters, your male and female servants, your livestock, and any foreigners living among you. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens, the earth, the sea, and everything in them. But on the seventh day he rested. That is why the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and set it apart as holy. And that is our verse.
Yes, thank you, Emma. So like Emma just read, honoring the Sabbath day is one of the 10 Commandments that the Lord gave to Moses to give to his people. I think a lot of people think that the 10 Commandments are just a list of things not to do. And I think this one is a perfect example of why the Lord gave us these commandments and what they mean to us. He wants us to rest. He wants us to take a day to honor the work that he's done through us and to spend time with him, to rest. So this is not like a do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this. But each one that the Lord has given us has a specific purpose and reason for why he's done that. I think it's also easy to think, there's 10 of them. That's a lot if you think about it. It's a lot of commandments to follow. I think if I tried to follow all 10 of these on my own every single day, I would fail probably day one. So I think there's two main reasons, and that's what the author of this book is saying. There's two main reasons that the Lord gave us these rules. The first is because this is how he wants us to act. This is how he wants us to be in relationship with him and in relationship with other people. And the second is that he knew that we wouldn't be able to follow them all on our own. So he gave us these commandments because he wanted us to know that we need his help. So he gave this to the Hebrew people, and he said, I know you're going to mess up. There's grace for that, but I also want you to ask for help, and I want to do this with you. So our question is related to that second reason. Do you think, when you think about these commandments, what does it look like for you to try to follow them all on your own? So I want you to ask yourself that and think about it. And then the second part of that is I want you to think about what it looks like to ask for God's help, to do all of these commandments with God's help. So pause the video, think about what it looks like to do on your own, to follow these commandments on your own, and what does it look like to follow these commandments with God's help. So pause right now. Okay, welcome back. Thanks for taking that time to just think about those two questions, actually. Our prayer for today is kind of related to those questions. So I want you to think about, before you pause, I want you to think about, are you trying to live a good life by your own strength? Are you trying to follow these commandments on your own? If so, it might be important to recognize that you can't do it alone. So we want you to take some time to talk to God and to ask him for help in following him, for following these commandments. Ask him for help in loving other people because we can't do it on our own. So pause this video, ask God to help you follow him. All right, welcome back. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with God about that. I think that's something that I'm learning. I think it's something that everyone is continually working on. So let's work on it together. That is our devotion for the day. Over to Emma for our invitation.
Yes. So, in honor of Zoo Lovers Day, we would like to invite you to virtually join us at the zoo today. There are a couple different live streams of animals in the Kansas City Zoo and different zoos across the nation, and I will link those below in the description box. So you can check those out, find your favorite animal, and see what they're up to today. And we'd like to invite you to do that. Bye, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.